Hello, everybody. Today is Marvelous Monday, and I hope those of you who are able to hear my voice either on Facebook or in YouTube, you'll be able to respond. I'm going to try now to see if I can go back to my Facebook page and click on a button or a link so that I can check to see if there's any comments coming in from the Facebook page. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, I came directly from the Facebook page to you. Today, I'm live on YouTube. So if you'd like to check for me on YouTube, that will be fine as well. The only thing is, I'm not able to get to see it. Maybe I need to go into a different tab. Let's see if that's making a difference. But if you're hearing my voice and there's something that you'd like to say, please say so. I'm going to type, please say hello and let me know if you have specific questions for me. Remember, I'll be coming on every day in the month of September. I'll be on live. So if you'd like to say something, ask me something, feel free to do that. And I will prepare a question for you for today or the following day. Now, I still am unable to, I can get to Facebook now, and I'm going to say, well, in this case, I don't see any place for me to type anything. I do see my son on Facebook. He is at a football game. I haven't seen him live on Facebook in a very long time. So how sweet is that? All right. So let's see. And so, Kumar, if you are listening to me today, I want to say that I did get your voice message. However, there was so much background noise that I wasn't able to understand what it was that you were saying. So if you'd like to send that voice message again, or perhaps type that, that will be fine. And then I will respond to it for sure. All right. I do have another video coming out. It's scheduled to post tomorrow on YouTube, and it is about how to become a naturalized citizen of the United States. So if anyone is interested in watching that video, and after watching the video, if you have questions, I would be happy to try and answer those questions for you as well. Now I'm trying to get back to YouTube, and I think I'm back at YouTube now. And yeah, I'm back at YouTube. So again, today is Monday. I call it Marvelous Monday. It is the beginning of the week, and I hope everyone is going to have a wonderful, wonderful day today. So what are your plans for today? Or it's about midday now, or afternoon. It is 1:06 for me on the East Coast. Is there anything in particular that you'd like me to talk about? All right, I'm going to go out and find a topic. So I had said I would just have general casual conversation. So let's think about cultural differences in the workplace. Cultural differences in the workplace. Do you like that title? And So let's talk about that. Let me type that in the chat. Cultural differences in the workplace. See? Cultural differences in the workplace, and here. Control V. Cultural differences in the workplace. Cultural differences in the workplace is my topic for now. If you have other thoughts, please share them here. Okay? No, that's misspelled AGRE. Please share them here. Cultural differences in the workplace. One of the things that I want you to know that in some cultures, like the US and let's say Germany, communication tends to be very direct and to the point. We don't beat around the bush. We think of time as being money. So if we want something, we need something, and something has to be done with a sense of urgency, we are very direct in what we would like to have done. Employees may openly share their thoughts and provide feedback without fear of retribution or loss of a job, being punished, or ridiculed. In countries like Japan or many Latin American cultures, communication can be more indirect. People may rely on context and nonverbal cues, showing respect, much more respect and restraint when interacting with colleagues and or supervisors or people who are in higher positions than themselves. Now, I'm not sure. I'd like to know how do you communicate in your culture? Be sure to write down the country. Do you all speak direct with a response, or do you speak indirectly with a response? Another viewpoint might be hierarchy and authority. How do different cultures handle hierarchy and authority in the workplace where you are? It is thought that in South Korea and India, there is a tremendous amount of respect for authority, and decisions typically come down from the top, not from the bottom up, but down from the top down. In India and South Korea, most employees are less likely to challenge their superiors, even if they disagree. They most likely will not challenge their superiors. Let's see if there's a message for me. No, that's not a message. And again, Sister Skimar, I see that you sent a message, but I'm not able to understand what it is that you have actually said from the voice message. So if you'd like to resend that, and I think you did. So let me see if I can listen to it now. No. I'll just type no. I am still unable to hear you well. However, I am now live on YouTube and perhaps Facebook, but I did log in via YouTube. Join me live if you can or wish to do so. And All right. So I just sent Siska Moore a message that I am live on Facebook. And if he's able to join me, perhaps he will. Let's see. And I can't tell. I can't see that I'm live on Facebook. So I don't know how to share it to Facebook until after I finish this live recording. It will be after the live YouTube recording, it looks like, that I'll be able to post this on Facebook. So sorry for that. But I will post here in Facebook, create that I am live. Here, open, add to your post. I am live on YouTube. Please join me if you wish. And the live YouTube stream is, let's see, Control C. See if I can find the link. Close. Where is the link? Stream health. Don't know. Chat. I don't know where the link is. Viewers may see ads at different times. Dismiss. Blah, blah, blah. Project dashboard. Share. And let's see if I can get my channel link here. Right. Okay. So Control C. It's Marvelous Monday Chat with Dr. Priscilla. So if you're watching on YouTube, it is Marvelous Monday Chat with Dr. Priscilla. Okay. So those of you who are watching, I just posted a link in the Facebook group. So if you can join me there, that will be fantastic. I will pin that, try to pin this to the top. Pin to featured, and there. All right. So I'm going to go back now to the YouTube channel and talk about hierarchy and authority. As I said, in India, countries like India and South Korea, there is a great respect for authority, and decisions often come from top down. Typically, the employees may be less likely to challenge their superiors, even if they don't agree with them. When we think about punctuality, that means arriving on time, being on time. We first want to ask ourselves, why does punctuality matter? Why is it important across different cultures? Again, in countries like Germany and the US and Sweden, punctuality is considered a sign of professionalism and respect. If you arrive on time, that means that you are coming to a place of employment to do what is required and what is expected so that what you do will have a good and direct impact on what the next person has to do. If you're late to start your performance, the person following you in handling a situation will be delayed. So it's important that you start on time as you were expected to do upon employment. So in the Mediterranean or Latin American or some Middle Eastern countries, there tends to be a lot more flexibility around time as it relates to when you start, whether you arrive late. It is more accepted and it is a part of the culture. So it's not that paramount that you start on time. So let that sink in for a moment and think about next. Yeah, work life balance. Work life balance. How do cultures differ in their approach to work life balance? How do cultures differ in work life balance? It is thought that in Northern European countries like Denmark, Sweden, and Finland, they place a high value on work life balance with shorter work weeks, flexible hours, and generous vacation policies. That would be delicious in the US. But no, I don't think that we focus on work life balance in that way. So, like in the US and Japan, longer working hours are really common. Longer working hours are really common. In the US, you are financially compensated with overtime or time off for hours expended, but there are long hours to be expected to be had in the US. The expectation may be that you're going to stay late to complete a task, because once you set a schedule for a task to be completed, if it isn't completed within the maybe 2 week period, what may be required is longer working hours to complete the task on time. Now, consider while work life balance is important globally, the approach to achieving it differs widely. We could give a little thought to dress code. We could give some thought to dress code. So, in your country, what are the expectations of the dress code? Write down the expectations of the dress code in your country. Write down your country and what is the dress code like in your country. In the US, the dress code, it used to be very much so that people wore a necktie, a suit, and women wore a dress suit, not formal dress suit, but it's okay for the women to wear a skirt, a jacket, and heels. In Japan, the UK, or France, traditional professional attire, such as suits and ties or conservative dress, is expected in everyday office settings. In more casual work environments, which the US has turned to, we dress very casual and very comfortable. And it is said that in Scandinavian countries, business casual or even casual clothing is often accepted as well. The dress code in the US can be a reflection of a company's culture and its values. So in the US, if you work for a typical company, maybe a manufacturing company, you may be required to wear the same type shirt or blouse, white with the company logo emboldened on the clothing. And if you're wearing pants, they're usually the same color. This is in manufacturing. Teamwork and individualism. Now, that's an interesting one. Teamwork and individualism. How does teamwork function in an individualistic or versus the collective culture? In individualistic cultures like the United States Australia, and the UK, there's a strong focus on personal achievement and responsibility. There's a strong focus on personal achievement and responsibility. People are often evaluated best based upon their individual performance, and they have what is considered a performance appraisal. Now, contrast that to collectivistic cultures, such as those in China and Japan, or maybe even Brazil. They emphasize teamwork and group harmony. Success is measured by the team's performance, not the individual's performance. And individual recognition may not be as significant. In the US, we do value individual performance. Team performance is good because without the team, not very much can get done, but someone in the team can still stand out amongst the team. Typically, what happens is that when that recognition is given, the person that is receiving the majority of the attention will undoubtedly say something like, were it not for the team, I would not have been able to achieve this level of success. And from that success leads to promotion and higher recognition and ultimately more responsibility. In meetings and decision making, we might want to ask ourselves, what approach to meetings and decisions are made in our culture? In the United States and perhaps Australia, meetings are often quick with decisions made on the spot. There isn't like a 2-week delay before discussing something with someone else. Decisions are made then. They may change their decisions, but before leaving the meeting, the expectation is that a decision will be made, and participants are encouraged to contribute ideas. This is in the US. It's in Sweden and Japan, meetings may be more inclusive, with more discussion, consensus building, and attention to details before a final decision becomes the roadmap. In Sweden and Japan, they value group input and collective improvement or collective agreement. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the topics that I just introduced in terms of cultures and their varying manners in which they handle these differences. And I was specifically looking at differences in the workplace. Differences in the workplace, not in your home, but in the places where you work. Now, I really like with the introduction of digital media, maybe the flexibility that has now been introduced globally. I think more people are working from home. And I was recently reading an article about micro retirement. And my takeaway from that article is that more young people are deciding to work for a little while, take a break, like leave the company, or take a leave of absence, or just quit. And within 2 or 3 years, they'll go back for another position. So gone are those days when someone will stay on a job for 20, 30 years and then retire. So in today's society, people may have 5 or 6 jobs, different jobs, before they retire. And one of the reasons for this may be is that skills can be easily and readily acquired and applied to jobs today because of digital information and how many things can be done remotely. I think it's just amazing that a parent can work from home and still satisfy the needs of society to get things accomplished. I believe that there will always be a need for someone to be on site to do a job, but it will require fewer people on site to do a job. And with that said, it may help with childcare, even though you have a full time job and you're working remotely, giving attention to your children may be easier, well, financially easier to do than having to work, pay for the daycare, and not make enough money to warrant working. Daycare in the US is really expensive. So, for those individuals who have the opportunity to work from home and manage childcare at home, I applaud you and your effort to do that because daycare can be financially crippling for many individuals. And if both parents, mother and father, have the ability to work from home, that really is a blessing because one can stay home on a particular day while another actually go into the work environment or the office setting. So they just trade off the daycare responsibilities, childcare responsibilities, but they're both doing it in their home. All right, I hope that you have found today's chat stimulating. I hope that you found today's chat interesting and warranted. You're leaving a comment of your choice. And if I get a message, I will respond to it. I'll post this on the Facebook page. So if you see it on the Facebook page, you'll know that I was live today on YouTube, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Until my next live stream, thank you so much for watching, and I'll give you a very good conversation again on tomorrow. Bye for now.